Hey everyone, this is Dusko Maka as that gamer, and this is Call Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, which is maybe the best Lovecraftian game to exist out there. It's definitely got quite the reputation going for it. It's a little bit buggy and glitchy. We did put an unofficial patch on, but I played this game years ago. It was actually one of my earlier horror games I ever played, but it's been so long my memory of the game is all incredibly foggy. Anyways, I'm gonna let the opening here play, and then we'll talk more about it. For those oogly googly eyes. Oogly googly. Scenes of disturbing nature. To maximize your Cthulhu experience, please ensure that you use the options menu to adjust your brightness settings. Some games are supposed to be played in the dark. Cthulhu will occasionally manipulate graphics, sound, and controls in an unusual way. This is perfectly normal, and it is unlikely to be a problem with either your game disc or your sanity. Die. It's just immediately telling me to kill myself, so sure. Options, though, before we really get into this, and before I talk a little more about it. I'll talk a bit more while I look at all this. Now, invert mouse, no. Mouse sensitivity, I'll turn up to 6. Aim mode is hold. That's good. Sneak mode is hold. I prefer that. But I was gonna say, actually, there's not much I need to check. Is it left crouch and not C? It's a good thing I checked. Left control, please. I hate it when it's C, personally speaking. Everything else is probably fine. So to talk about this game, I played this many years ago. It was one of the earlier horror games I played. I don't even remember if I beat it or not. And to be honest, it's been so long that I don't really know much about it. I kind of know things, but yeah, Regardless, with all that said, we're going to start a new game immediately and kick straight into Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. Let's roll. Now, I do remember this game does have a lot of reading at the beginning, so... I guess Private Investigator. Let's roll with it. I'll let the opening play out. Wow, that loading screen just flew round by and get to see what that said.
See. My last case opened in me a new fear, a real fear, a fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
I like the way you smile at me, baby. I like the way you smile at me, baby. So baby,
This is the first time I've ever seen a game tip tell me I can turn off game tips at the very beginning. Well, there you go. I guess they know that some people want to be hardcore.
Robert, this had better be good. What's the beef?
Sorry, Jack. We had to call. This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any Victor.
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash, hanging around outside people's homes at all hours. No one ever presses charges, though. They're a screwy bunch. They've got the locals scared. So tonight, we were just passing, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Just me, Nichols, and a few new recruits.
Well, that's just great. Lead the way, Robert. I better check out this crazy gang of yours.
The width of it. Now, before I follow him, Jack Walters. Such a name. Now, that's what I'm going to throw out there. I think I need to turn my mouse sensitivity up. It's the first thing I'm noticing immediately. Controller options, advanced options. Please turn that mouse sensitivity up. Let's see what 10's like. Oh, that's so much better. We have time to hang around. We can enjoy the nice scenic view. One of the upsides of this game is definitely its atmosphere. Even though it's an older game and I'm not very fond of the rain effects, it looks nice in other places for a game that is literally about 10 years old now. Now let's roll. Now I need to mention something from my memory of this game. This game is a game worth watching through to the end. Personal opinion there. There is a lot of twists and turns in it, both narratively and gameplay-wise. It keeps it pretty interesting throughout. Hi, sir. Where are your eyes starting to, young officer? I can't read your name tag. There's no name scribbled there. Scratching your neck, are ya? Are ye, me lad? Oh no, I also just realized something about the controls I didn't realize until now. Woke up one thing, well, this may or may not be true. One last thing I need to get out of the way. Yep, it's actually true. Well, this is gonna make things interesting. I can't move backwards. Or I can move backwards, it just assigns itself to a weird-ass key. Well, that's better. Okay, good. I'm happy I checked that now. Supposedly, I was like, why can I move backwards? Okay, now, fair. I can just move backwards. It's just assigned to an odd key. Excuse me, sir. No need to bother you. I'm gonna go up to this cult house. You got a nice beard, sir. Don't anyone tell you otherwise. You guys are also holding double-barrel shotguns. Not exactly, well, you know,
What's
whatever.
taking him so long? Something must be wrong.
I think I saw him with Officer Armstrong. Just take it easy.
We're wide open here.
It's okay. I've got you covered. I don't like this. Something's not right.
Something's not right. Nothing's right about this.
Just listening to enough conversations. Oh, wait. God, I have to keep on changing my options to be optimized for me. Controller options, advanced options. I want to hold. Yeah, no, whatever. I thought I was holding, but I guess not. Sorry for all those changes there. Also, unfortunately, there's not an auto-save game. I'll just have to wait for checkpoints then. Hey.
Evening, Jack. Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
I don't like this one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
Try to stay calm.
You better hurry, Jack.
Oh! Crazed cultist. Right already. Still though, making my way as best as I can. Wait a moment. On the move. Those cops having their gunfights over there. I'll go inside.
It's just a trash can. Nothing of interest. It's just a trash can. It's just a trash can. Nothing of interest.
I'll investigate. We've made it inside the cultist house. Let's have a good time. Very culty. Now I remember this beginning section has a lot of reading, if you want to read into it, which I will, of course. If Philip's been shot, he's dead. It's very jumping logic there. Quite the interesting painting you got there, sir.
The fire's still burning. This blasphemous image makes me feel uneasy.
You can just press E to investigate a lot of miscellaneous things.
A powerful painting of some cosmic horror.
Kind of weird, don't you agree, Jack? I think it's weird. Huh, a lot of scribbles. What do you think they were trying to write? Like little murals here as well. Here's our first note of reading.
As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future.
You have picked up your first journal item. Select the book icon in the interface to study your journal. It may reveal vital clues. When the book icon is grayed out, there are no new entries to read. So here is my information. I can look at my face. You may also notice there's something that says bandages, splints, sutures, and antidotes. And we can apply it to different parts of our body. Because this game is quite an interesting healing system that we'll definitely dig more into later. However, though, we can click journals to find written down things. Our game time is right there, though apparently pauses while on this menu. Now you have available warning. Narcotic allogenous class helps block pain, but should be used with extreme caution. The Diary of Jack Welch. We actually already have 3 things. I guess we're going to read what we got so far. Let's start off with our diary. Let's learn more about Jack. September 6, 1915, a local disturbance. Evening. I guess I'm becoming a victim of my own success. After closing the last 5 cases so fast, the papers have been calling me a local hero. But I just had a run of lucky hunches, that's all. I'm just another cop doing his job. So there's a disturbance at a local residence. It's probably just a bunch of kids hopped up in moonshine. Why call in a detective? Maybe the uniform boys are sore at being out in this weather. They want to share the joy with the local hero. It wouldn't be the first good-natured prank I've had to take since this newspaper reports. I don't know though. Something doesn't feel right. It's more than just a regular bad feeling. It's hard to explain, but it's strong. I'm probably just tired. Those damn dreams don't help. I can't remember when I last got a good night's sleep. Must be a month at least. Right about the time I started my run of lucky hunches. The dreams have been getting worse lately. I'm almost afraid to close my eyes. Bourbon helped me at first, but not anymore. The lack of sleep must be affecting my nerves. Well, jitters or not, I better get going. Okay. Collection of general evidence. Protean sermon. As I continue to translate these panodic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yukian masters. And this is the note I just read. This last one, Mythos, Tomes, and Manuscripts. But I've not collected anything there yet. I'll figure it out with time. I don't know what that diagram is of, but it is, in fact, a diagram. Yeah, something where you can jump. Oh my.
That's an unusual design.
You don't say, sir.
The board has been used to illustrate a diagram.
Yep.
A depiction of some alien creature.
Right. No books or anything else here for us, though. Nice table, though. Can I close doors? Yes, I can.
To the right, kill him!
I better sneak around. I am in a house full of cultists. Living with the rats. Go, you squiggly rat, go! Let's investigate a little bit closer.
It's an old stove.
Time to cook dinner.
It's hot and giving off a lot of smoke.
Keep shooting!
Sounds like one of the cultists is very close to me, following the other side of that wall. Don't have any light sources
It's
yet.
too dark to be sure, but that rotting smell tells me these shelves are used for storing food. Probably food, and the rats have been at it.
Right?
There's one over there, on the left.
Little peekaboo there. I'm sneaking in. Nice little house they got here.
It looks like an eye, but the rest of the painting has no real shape. An old grandfather clock. It's a strange painting, but it reminds me of something. This blasphemous image makes me feel uneasy.
Oh, this is how you save your game. Okay, so these icons are how you save. Interesting. I'll have to remember that. The ignorant and the deluded are, I think, in a strange way to be envied. Immediate shotgun sounds.
Keep shooting!
The front door has been barricaded with tables and chairs.
That's unfortunate. There's also a few areas I can check.
It's locked.
Oh, it's locked? I want to check it out.
These fellas have one curious art collection.
Kill them
It's
all!
locked. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked.
I just want to check on that. So I guess the cultists would be up here. I'm gonna see my way up. Some kind of odd sounds.
Doesn't look like these fellas care too much for home repairs.
Definitely doesn't seem like it. Or maybe that's just how they like their houses. What is that sound? Check out these doors.
It won't budge. It won't budge.
Well,
It's been boarded up.
you don't say.
At last!
I better keep my distance from the window, or I'll end up like this nut job.
That is probably a very good assumption.
An old wardrobe, empty ammo boxes, and spent shells.
That's unfortunate.
He seemed to recognize me. I don't get it. His body is covered in tattoos, and they were carved into his flesh with something sharp.
Sometimes you can investigate things more than once to get different information. So I'll have to remember that.
The body's still warm, but he's definitely dead. He seemed to recognize me. I don't get it.
It's fair. Back on out. There's a few more doors here. I guess I'm going to go to the right first. Hello, right way.
Poisoning by the looks of it.
Yeah.
He's dead. They're all dead. Suicide. Or rather, mass suicide.
Oh, I think we'll
These nuts had some serious issues. What a nut house. The walls have been covered with glyphs. I can't open it.
I think.
He's dead. They're all
I
dead.
think me looking at dead bodies is starting to
Suicide.
affect me.
Or rather, mass suicide. These nuts had some serious issues.
Or this
Poison
stuff.
appears to have been on the menu.
Yep.
He's dead.
They're all dead.
I can't open it. I can't open it.
That's unfortunate for you. There's a book here. It looks like I can maybe pick it up. Yes, I
A
can.
diary. This will make interesting reading. Suicide. Or rather, mass
My
suicide.
heartbeat's really kicking in with
These
sanity.
nuts had some serious issues. Nothing of interest.
Really?
Nope, nothing of interest. Nothing of interest here. It's not important. Nope, nothing important here.
I was just being.
He's dead.
They're all
all
dead.
dead.
I'm gonna say as I jump on the tables.
The stove's still burning.
You don't say. Well, back out I go. I guess I can read this diary. There we go. A lot better once I'm out of that room. So let's read the journal that we just picked up. Mythos, tomes, and manuscripts. That was not included there. Collection of general evidence. Diary of a cult member. August 20th, 1915. We have been watching him for now for 2 months. I can feel my anticipation growing as the day of contact draws near. Victor has not yet divulged his final plan for bringing Mr. Walters to us. That's me. All I know is that we must succeed. August 24th, 1915. The ceremony today was inspiring. Victor enlightened us with the story of the great race transcending the bounds of time to visit his dreams. Of the conscious things on this earth and in the ocean depths, we are but servants to a greater design. I can only hope that my faith during these last days will win me favor when our master steps through the gate. August 29th, 1915. 1915. The experiments below have claimed one more of our order. Another volunteer is needed, but many are willing. We are truly blessed through our faithful service, now that his coming grows so close. September 3rd, 1915. The preparations are complete, and Victor's plan is in motion. He will arrive soon. Surely by now he must suspect his true nature, or at least question the nature of his gifts. Today is September 16th, if I remember correctly. September 6th, 1915. Or it's September 6th, right? He has come. Finally, it begins. There you go. Investigate. Hello, room at the end of the way. Living soul there.
Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
Ah, we've been expecting you, Mr. Walt.
Saw that one coming.
It's too heavy to move. Damn. He recognized me. And it sounded like he was going to get on the lead. He's dead. Looks like a bad case of lead poisoning. A key. This should help downstairs. Damn. He
You picked up an inventory item. Open the interface to view the items in its description. Highlight the item and click on its use with a character, an object, or even by itself.
recognized me. And it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this
The blood
joint.
is expanded.
Damn. He recognized me. And it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint.
So I've got a key. That's what it says. Copper key with S engraved on the head. Can't use it right now, though. Maybe doors will just open automatically?
It won't open.
How about the key?
The lock on the store is broken.
Okay.
It won't open. The lock on the store is broken.
Okay. Down I go.
It's locked. It's the wrong key.
Okay.
It's unlocked.
Oh, there you go. We'll use keys automatically. Let me check out this little area. Got
Can't
some-
see anything of use.
Oh.
What a nut house. The walls have been covered with glyphs.
Also, pictures of me up on the walls. I'm a handsome mug. Are you really not going to comment on these pictures of you on the wall? He's really not going to comment. Oh, never mind. The cut.
I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. Some screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I gotta think.
Well, you know, just maybe they're your biggest fans. I'm trying to imagine how I'd respond if I entered into a place that just had a bunch of pictures of me all over the place. How would you guys respond to the
It
question?
must have been lit recently, but it started to die down.
Yeah,
Another key. This should fit the door across the hall.
okay. Just enjoying the scenery.
All these photos and clippings are of me. I just don't get it. From the dates on some of these clippings, this crazed mob must have been following me for years. Jesus, I'm a detective and I had no idea. They seem to know so much about me, and I've got nothing on them, aside from their eccentric taste in paintings and their cheerful indulgence in self-mutilation. I know exactly zilch. A Jack Walters collage. A Jack Walters collage. A Jack Walters collage.
Okay. Back on out. Save my game there. Saving right there. Save game so I can stop you over, right? Yes. Saving game. There we go. Okay. Nice coat hanger.
A strangely bare hat stand. A strangely bare hat stand. It's unlocked.
Yeah. I remember that there's like an extremely long
For
file.
nutcases, they seem quite literate. These books are really old, and most of them are in strange languages I don't understand. I don't have time to read. I'm a detective, not a pen pusher.
I'd argue that reading can be part of detective
I
work
don't have time to
sometimes.
read. I'm a detective, not a pen pusher.
He says that, but we're about to probably pick up what I
It
recall is
appears
a
to
super
be a
long
private
file.
study area. It appears to be a private study
I think
area.
it's this note that's super long.
The The drawer holds an ancient manuscript. The symbols on the front seem to be written in classical Greek.
I like how he says things, by the way.
I don't have time to read. I'm a detective, not a pen pusher.
It contains a strange manuscript.
I don't have time to read.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a detective, not a pen pusher. It looks like an eye, but the rest of the painting has no real There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
Don't even be a detective to figure this one out. A nice reflection. Oh, the game crashed. Good timing. To know truths? Okay.
It's unlocked.
I don't say.
For nutcases, it appears to be a private study area. The drawer holds an ancient manuscript. The symbols on the front seem to be written in classical Greek.
Let's read it. Mythos, tomes, and manuscripts. Panakotika. I remember this being extremely long. I apologize if I butcher up a lot of words. I can't read Lovecraftian, apparently. This manuscript looks medieval, but claims to be a translation from classic Greek of a far older work from before the time of the first humans. The pages are stained, faded, and even burned in some places, making reading difficult. Legible sections tell the history of an unthinkably distant antiquity. They speak of races so strange as to be beyond human comprehension, and wars fought across vast gulfs of time and space. There are concepts so utterly alien that they sound like absolute madness. Time travel, flying pulps, mental projection, great race of Yith. Makes you dizzy just to read it. Wait, I remember this being a lot longer. Maybe it's another note I'm thinking of. This was surprisingly short. I just recall reading a lot, but so far it's been pretty decent. I don't know. I'll see if this crashes the game again.
There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
Now, before I mess with that mirror, I'm gonna go and goddamn save my game again. Because I have to go through all that again. This one goes terribly, terribly wrong. Okay. I was suspicious of this, but I guess there wasn't a secret passage entrance way.
These books are really old, and most of them are in strange languages I don't understand.
There's a hatch door over there. I'm gonna take it. No, I'm not. 5 guesses what just happened. So this should help get by the ladder issue, but then when I get to the next save point, I need to switch my thing again, because they don't both have the same patch, and I want to have patches for some of the layer stuff also. Excuse me, Bethesda. Wouldn't be a Bethesda game without crashing. Okay. Oh. Dear. Wow. Yeah, I need to switch to the other URL in a second. Look what this has done to my game. But as long as I get past this ladder, I guess it's okay.
Shit, that did nothing.
That did not sound good. Correct. Oh, Jesus. Fucking stairs collapsed.
Well, that's just swell.
Right? We're going down. Hoping for a save point soon.
He's dead. The beam must have fallen and crushed his skull.
Great.
My God, there are bodies buried in the walls.
Is there? Oh, there is.
This tunnel is not safe at all. I'd better watch my step.
You don't say, sir. Trying to be open-minded here.
Dead bodies, and plenty of them. Something dreadful has been going on down here. In all my time on the job, I've never seen anything like this before.
That's probably fortunate.
It looks like the bodies have been mutilated. If my instincts are right, I'd say they've been experimenting on each other.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
From the markings, he must have been one of their own. I wonder if he volunteered. The stench in here is sickening. From the look of the corpse, he must have died a few weeks back. Seems like these cabinets are used for storing chemicals and medical equipment. Seems like these cabinets are used for storing
say.
chemicals and medical equipment.
Oh dear, I don't want to go to the next
Seems like
scene.
these cabinets
Sped
are
up
used for
version.
storing chemicals and medical equipment.
I'm not saying save points, I'm gonna have to deal with my twitchiness in the meantime. So it's kind of sped up because I have to
This
change.
tunnel feels like it's gonna collapse at any moment.
Probably is, honestly. Okay, I'll go back. Really, to go back is to go this way. Just deal with the twitchiness for a little bit here. I do my magic. I'll enter inside this lab type area. You know, mad scientists, they do what they want. Normal, don't question. There's a further down area, this area.
Looks like his stomach. The contraption above seems to be controlling his breathing.
Oh.
His beating heart.
Great position for him, I will say. Quite the experiment.
Looks like his brain. I wonder what those wires are for. This pipe must drain the waste from his intestines.
Delicious.
Looks like his kidneys. They're moving around in all that liquid. Nothing of interest.
After all those dialogues. So we have some
I've never seen equipment like this before.
You don't say.
Looks like some sort of generator for the machinery in this room. Oh, shit!
That was made us that explode. Yeah,
There's no power.
you don't say.
The crystal's still warm.
Oh, I just picked up a crystal, but sure, I can roll with it.
There's no power.
Well, poor guy. Down we go. Then again, I guess he'd volunteer for it, so, you know, really it's his own fault. The cult's fault. Then again, I guess they believe in a real thing here. We need the crystal to move forward anyway, so let's use the crystal. The greater chamber of strangeness. Seems to lead to the ocean. Looking around for a second.
What the hell is that?
You tell me, sir.
I wonder what it's for.
No ideas. I have to deal with the finickiness.
What the hell is that? It's a similar shape to the slot upstairs.
Maybe you want to put the crystal in? I will in just a second. Let's see what this is.
There's no power.
Okay, I'll put power in, and then you'll be happy, right? You'll be happy.
It looks like something's been removed from it.
I know you're trying to say you can't do it.
Ah! It's too hot to pick up.
That's unfortunate. Let's activate this strange contraption. This is obviously a good idea.
It's been more than 6 years since I entered that strange house in Boston. But to me, it was just 5 months ago. Amnesia, the doctors called it. Probably brought on by acute mental stress. I remember investigating the far side of the library. There was screaming. According to the police report, they had searched the house for hours, only to find me later collapsed on the floor. eyes opened and I spoke. My colleagues recoiled in fear. There was something unnatural in my voice and blank gaze. They committed me to Arkham Asylum, where I was diagnosed with severe schizophrenia. As it became clear that I presented no danger to either myself or others, I was released from the asylum's care. I have learned little of my activities in the 6 years that followed. The accounts I've been able to piece together show much of my time was spent in travel and study. I maintain a fanatical infatuation with the occult, delving deep into volumes concerning witch cults and dark legends, often in languages unfamiliar to my own. When I reawakened 5 months ago, exactly 6 years after entering that house in Boston, no trace was left of what had been a secondary personality. I was myself again, or at least what I believed myself to be. Return to normal life has been a painful process. In recent days, my dreams have been plagued by cosmic landscapes, and I've become fearful of my own reflection. I am beginning to remember things from that day, more than 6 years past, that I've told no one else.
Jack Walters.
Hello, Mr. Walters. My name's Arthur Anderson. I need your help finding a missing person.
I don't take that kind of job.
Did you get my package?
Hold on. What exactly do you want from me, Mr. Anderson?
It's one of my store managers, you see. Brian's his name. Brian Burnham. Nice lad. He disappeared recently from the First National grocery store in Innsmouth.
Innsmouth? Never heard of it.
It's a small fishing town on the coast, not far from Arkham. I'd like to see you in person before you leave.
Hold on there a minute. I didn't agree to take this what the hell? I'll be here all day anyway.
Of course, anybody who knows Lovecraft works will recognize the name of Innsmouth, most certainly. It's one of his most popular novels, based off of Innsmouth. Regardless, wonder what we need to go to Innsmouth for. Apparently a missing persons case. Let's read it up. New client, February 6, 1922. Night. I have a new client, Mr. Arthur Anderson, the regional manager of the First National grocery store chain. It appears that the First National grocery in Innsmouth was recently burglarized, and its manager, one Brian Burnham, is missing. From what I have been able to gather, Burnham is something of a young rude. A friend of the family, Mr. Anderson, gave him the job as a favor. Burnham, or February 6, 1922. Burnham is looking like the prime suspect for the robbery, but there are a few things that don't add up, not to Anderson and not to me. For instance, why would Burnham force an entry into the store when he had a full set of keys, free access to the cash register, and the combination to the bank office safe? To misdirect the investigation? If that was his plan, why did he disappear? Following my conversation with Mr. Anderson, I found out what I could about the ancient town of Innsmouth. For generations, the crumbling seaport and its people have been shunned by neighboring communities. Outsiders are unwelcome there. There are superstitious tales of a strange element of the town's oldest families. They are of mixed blood, so the stories go, whatever that's supposed to mean. The usual Hicktown prejustice, no doubt. Prejudice, whatever. After making a brief visit to Innsmouth, my client came away distrustful of the local authorities. He isn't buying their line that Burnham robbed the place and wants to know what happened to him. Only one bus goes to Innsmouth, and tomorrow afternoon I'll be on it. It feels good to have a purpose after 5 months trying to break through my amnesia. I also feel a little apprehensive. Maybe it's the wild stories about the town, or maybe it's just because I haven't had a case in so long. Those familiar with Lovecraft lore will definitely know Innsmouth, but let's go straight into the old seaport town.